Morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I'm going to do your September the 18th Spiritual Principle a Day in a Meditation. How are you this morning? I hope you're doing good, getting your day started. Thank you for joining me. The title of the meditation, Living Life in Balance. Sometimes we get confused and think that to live spiritually means that we are happy and get what we want, and that if we're not happy or don't get our way, something is out of balance. That comes from the Living Clean book, chapter 3, Spirituality is Practical. For many of us, our lives get so much better so quickly in the early years of recovery that it's only natural to think we found the key to happiness, unencumbered by life's difficulties. It's nice while it lasts, but ultimately, as one member puts it, life is more than killing time between meetings, and I eventually experienced hardships despite working a pretty good program. Life is not always fair. That's a fact. Sometimes we lose loved ones, homes, and relationships, even when we're spiritually centered. The results of day-to-day life are not always what we would have hoped for. Nevertheless, we learn how to walk through situations by living according to spiritual principles. If we don't get the job we wanted or a long-term relationship comes to an end, we hold on and stay clean. Our world may still be thrown out of balance from time to time, but as long as we stay clean, we can survive sadness, disappointment, and uncertainty and return to balance again and again. We experience the full range of human emotions and marvel at the strength of our spiritual foundation. Life is in session, and we get to choose how we want to participate. Today, I will not equate my program of recovery with the circumstances of life on life's terms. I will show up in my life even when things don't go my way and remind myself how much I have to be grateful for. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the we version of the Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today. Please and thank you. Living life in balance. Isn't this the truth? We learn that when we first get in recovery. Wow, this is so nice. I'm seeing things differently. This is great. And that goes on for a while. And then all of a sudden, boom, something comes up. Something from the past, or some job fails, or a relationship ends, or a child gets sick, or we lose a loved one in some way. And we realize, oh, life is still happening. Oh, I can't use drugs to deal with this like I used to. Oh, people are still depending on me to show up for life and do the things I said I was going to do. I can't take a pause. Oh, this is life on life's own terms. And sometimes it will surprise us with the things that we least expect to happen. And I find myself, I still have to continue on this journey of recovery. I'm not throwing away 30 years over a failed CPCE test. I'm not throwing that away. Do I like the results of my exam? Absolutely not. Am I a little depressed about it? Probably more than a little. But here I am with you today. It was a hard weekend, but I'm here and I'm recovering and I haven't used drugs. And that's what this is about. Life is in session. This is not a dress rehearsal. Life is in session. And as I was telling a friend of mine, I get to practice my faith. I get to practice spiritual principles when they're challenged. When nothing's going on, everything's great. The spiritual principles of happiness and joy are well intact. I need my faith the most, my commitment, my integrity the most. When I'm challenged, when something comes up against. Isn't that what a challenge is? When something opposes another thing, there's a challenge. And my spiritual principles get to rise up. And I want that for you as well. Be grateful for what you've enjoyed, but understand that more is coming, and some of that more may not always be pleasant. And we might get a little off kilter. The goal is not to get completely off kilter, to fall off the rails. My name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you today. Have a beautiful day on purpose.